Hello, chess enthusiasts. We are back now with chess endings. A particular type of chess ending, bishop versus knight. But we are going to pay attention to those endings in which bishop is better than the knight. Then next lesson is going to be when knight is superior to the bishop. Now, what does that mean? Well, when we got the bishop better than the knight, normally the bishop thrives when the position is open, when it has diagonals, when the opponent's pawns are on its color. So if we are to looking at this particular situation here, you can notice that the black bishop on light squares potentially targets these guys. So that means that's a potential, that's probably something we want to put our attention to. And sometimes there's another type of subtlety we may want to pay attention. If you see this guy here, that's quite far away from the king, from the knight. You might be able to just target this pawn. But in order for you to make sure that the pawn stays on light square, you need to fix it as a weakness. So we're going to play something cool. We're going to play pawn from a6 to a5. And you may wonder, why on earth would I do this peripheral stuff? It matters very much because by doing so, you actually fix the white pawn on a white square so your bishop can very nicely then target it and win it. So we're just going to push the pawn as we've explained. Doesn't matter what effort the king does, they won't be able to arrive in time to stop or to prevent the loss of the pawn. It doesn't really make any difference because we are going to win a pawn. And not just we're going to win a pawn, we're actually creating a passed pawn. So theoretically, we should be having a very serious counter game on the king side and on the queen side. And it's going to be very difficult for white to pay attention to this guy, to pay attention to the king's incursion here. So things are going to fall apart. Good. Next one. Let's look at this position here. How do you think we might be able to win? Well, in this position now, we got 2 versus 1, all right? And if you just pay a couple of seconds, maybe minutes, I don't know how many minutes would be necessary for you to just realize that actually you might be able to just simply get a brand new queen. Okay, so I know it looks like crazy. Okay, so you're gonna give a pawn. Why? Well, when you push this guy to g4, you're actually forcing white to react to this. If white doesn't do nothing, you're just gonna take and just get a queen, as simple as that. So when you pose the question to the pawn, unfortunately for white, they will just simply have to take it. And now you're just gonna go marching down the board or up the board, depends how you want to look at it, and the queen is yours. Now, what do you think that the white knight attempts to do? Well, they just want to play on f2, stopping you from promoting. But alas, there is a big problem here. The big problem is that the bishop, which again, remember, it thrives on open positions. It has all the diagonal at its disposal, and unfortunately for the white knight, can't really do nothing to stopping this guy from promoting. It does knight f2, you're just going to take it, and then you're going to take a queen, and pretty much game over. Let's have a look at this one here, guys. Knight is not a very happy knight now because we can play something super cool and we trap the black knight completely. Let's just highlight the squares where the black knight might be moving to. Here, 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 and here. Do you reckon, guys, might we be able to just play a move with the bishop on f3 to completely paralyze the black knight, so to speak? Do you think that might be possible to do such a thing? Of course it is. We played the bishop on d5, and that's a very thematic way to play because black knight simply is trapped. It can't escape. It can't move. It can't do absolutely nothing. Yeah. King goes on f8 in a desperate attempt to come and help. But hey, you're going to play b4. Where is the black knight going to go? Well, they may better. They just resign. They should be resigning at this stage because you are going to capture the knight here. And even if the king runs away, you'll be able to take this guy. And it's just pretty much game over here. If provided you're now going to blunder more than the other guy. Cool stuff. Let's have a look at this position here. What do you think that black should be playing here? Well, you got two guys versus one single pawn here on the queen side. We should be aiming to getting a queen. How do you get a queen? Well, just push the pawns down the board. You got 2 versus 1. Let's just try this idea. Very well. Now, again, the white knight can't come closer and help. There's just nothing they could do. Okay, they try to, but again, to no avail, really. You are just going to promote your pawn into a queen, and it's pretty much game over. Knight wants to stop, but hey, very easy to play here. Bishop takes, king probably captures, and now you are going to get a queen. Very, very easy chess ending. Now, queen and king versus king. If you've forgotten, just revisit an old video, my beginner and novices friends, and you will be refreshing your memory in terms of checkmate with queen and king versus the lone king. Let's try perhaps one more time here. What do you think black is supposed to play? Just look at the resources, identify the resources. You should be noticing straight away that there is a guy here on h2. And, yes, you're right, is on a dark square. Your bishop moves on dark squares. Good news. First, fix the weakness. Okay, so fix that pawn on a dark square. That would be white's main problem, and that's the reason why they will just lose. Now, amongst others, of course, you're going to move down to h3. This guy now is on a dark square. You will target that pawn. Okay, we are playing here with white. White's to move here. Am I correct? What would you play in this position? White to move. Okay, but that's probably that's the easiest of them all. That's the easiest of them all. Okay, I reckon the knight would like to come closer here and to sabotage you and not allowing you to promote. And actually, if they take your pawn, it's going to be a draw. It's going to be a draw because you just can't win. You need this pawn to become a queen. You can't win with the bishop and king. So you need to stop actually the black knight. And there is one very nice maneuver. Before you're rushing down the board or up the board to promote, you can play something super cool like bishop to f5 here. And actually, if you're watching it, you practically took all the squares where the black knight may want to play. I mean, look at this. You just took them all. Whatever they do, the king can't stop the pawn. You are going to move forwards, and you are going to get a queen. Shall we try maybe one last type of exercise here? Okay, what do we play in this position? We're playing with whites, but I think we've just addressed this one pretty much not very long time ago. This is the weakness. We're going to fix the weakness, and that would be it. That's it. We are going to sabotage to get this guy off the board and then get ourselves a nice new queen. Okay, boys and girls, ladies and gents, that was it for the time being. That was bishop versus knight when the bishop is doing better than the knight. Next one would be dedicated to those closed positions where when the knight is thriving. So that'll be exactly the opposite of what we've done now. Closed positions, knight is better. Open positions, bishop is better. And don't forget to fix the weakness every single time you get into this kind of endings. It might be very helpful indeed. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, if that's useful. Follow me perhaps on Twitch, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you via the various social media when I'm going live. Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy the remainder of the day.